Happy New Year's Eve. From the KUOW newsroom, this is Seattle Now. I'm Patricia Murphy with a roundup of today's top stories, the final evening headline show of 2025. It's Wednesday, December 31st. The conservative campaign that put 4 initiatives on the ballot last year has another 2 planned for 2026. Politics reporter Scott Greenstone has more.
This week, Let's Go Washington says they're submitting hundreds of thousands of signatures to the Secretary of State for 2 initiatives. One, giving parents the right to see school records of things like teens' mental health counseling. The other initiative would keep trans girls out of girls' sports. Brian Haywood is the wealthy sponsor behind Let's Go Washington.
This isn't a partisan issue. It's really not. And if one party is making it a partisan issue, they're out of step with their constituents.
Opponents say these initiatives could forcibly out LGBTQ kids, disrupt classes, and require girls to prove their biological sex while exempting boys' sports. The legislature can either pass these 2 initiatives into law or let the voters decide next year. Scott Greenstone, KUOW News.
As revelers get ready to say goodbye to 2025 and ring in the new year, King County Metro is reminding people they can ride transit for free tonight. Noelle Gasca has more on your travel options this New Year's Eve.
After the clock has hit midnight and the confetti has cleared, you can head home on a King County Metro or Sound Transit Express bus for free until 3 a.m. Sound Transit is also extending service on the One Link light rail tonight, with trains operating every 15 minutes during late-night service that also runs until 3 a.m. Service won't be extended on the 2 line, so partiers on the east side should plan ahead. The King County Water Taxi will operate fare-free today as well, but the Vashon and West Seattle routes will be out of service on New Year's Day. Bus and rail services will begin collecting fares again on January 1st and will operate on a Sunday schedule. Noelle Gasca, KUOW News.
A new U.S. Postal Service rule is raising eyebrows in states like Washington that allow voters to mail in their ballots. The Postal Service says mail might not get a postmark on the day it's dropped off. That could pose problems for Washington, which accepts ballots postmarked by Election Day, even if they arrive later. USPS officials advise mailing your ballot at least a week before Election Day, and they note that people can request a manual postmark on the spot at the post office. The Postal Service says it's just clarifying the policy, not changing it, but it comes amid President Trump's attacks on vote by mail. The U.S. Supreme Court is expected to take up a case that tests the legality of ballot counting after Election Day. Temporary coastal flooding could be on its way this weekend with another round of king tides. Those are the highest tides of the year. They come for a few days every November, December, and January. The king tides begin on the outer Washington coast on New Year's Day and on Friday morning on Puget Sound. The extra high tides last a few hours and are followed by extra low tides later the same day. If you want to explore some tide pools, bring a headlamp. The low tides all come well after sunset. Washington State will receive more than $180 million to carry out the federal government's new Rural Health Transformation Project. The money will go toward projects that increase access to care. Cassie Sauer leads the Washington Hospital Association. She expects rural facilities to spend some of their share on information technology upgrades and cybersecurity.
So we've seen hospitals across the country get very severely attacked. And for rural hospitals to have the infrastructure to protect against increasingly sophisticated attacks, especially like state actors from other countries, is hard. And so I think that's going to be really helpful to help them secure their data, secure their facilities.
Sauer says rural hospitals may also look for ways to provide more mental health care and train more providers to work in small towns. This is the first year of Rural Health Transformation grants. The federal program is expected to continue for 5 years. Tacoma Public Schools has fired an employee and disciplined 18 other staffers over a so-called sick-out in September. The Tacoma News Tribune says the disciplined workers represent about a third of the staff at Jenny Reed Elementary. 38 teachers and staff took the day off September 12th to protest deep budget cuts they say would harm students. The district's investigation found that the sick-out was a coordinated effort and that some staffers were dishonest about their reasons for taking leave. 13 of the staffers were suspended for up to 3 days. Union reps did not respond to the News Tribune's requests for comment. A new project called The Search for Killer Whales is attempting to harness the power of citizen science along the Oregon coast. KLCC's Brianna Bowman explains.
Organizers of the project are asking people who spend time along the coast to volunteer to track the timing and locations of southern resident killer whales. Gianna Haro is project manager for the Search for Killer Whales with the nonprofit Adventure Scientists.
If you're going for a walk, if you're going kayaking, if you're going surfing, sailing, you can already help us. All you need to do is do the training, download the app, and then whatever you see, choose where you are on the map and upload the data.
All volunteers need to do is to be able to scan the water for orcas for at least 30 minutes. Adventure Scientists hopes the data that volunteers collect will help researchers understand more about the orcas, especially their travel patterns along the Oregon coast. I'm Brianna Bowman reporting.
The big fireworks show is on tonight at the Space Needle. The pyrotechnics are now boosted by a light show using some 500 airborne drones. The Fountain Lawn and Fisher Pavilion are considered prime viewing locations by many, but there are great views all around the city, weather permitting. The light show gets underway at 11:53, and the fireworks start popping at midnight. And finally, it's become a Seattle New Year's holiday tradition that's not for the squeamish. Tomorrow, thousands of brave souls will dash into the frigid waters of Lake Washington for the city's annual polar bear plunge. The annual event at Matthews Beach was started back in 2003 as a way to ring in the new year. The plunge begins at noon. And don't forget your towel, maybe a couple towels. Later this week on Seattle Now, it's the first Casual Friday of 2026, and it's important that we start the year off strong by setting goals for ourselves.
I'm carrying forward all of my grudges. I don't want to let go of them. I like to say that I don't hold my grudges. The grudges hold me.
Hear more Friday morning. That's all for today. From the KUOW newsroom in Seattle, our producer is Andy Hurst, and I'm Patricia Murphy. Seattle Now and KUOW are members of the NPR network. Be safe tonight, and we will see you next year.